Good day everyone, I'm Teacher Justin and let's talk about dividing polynomials using synthetic division. So paano nga ba mag-divide ng polynomials using synthetic division? So ang first step natin is for us to get our divisor. So yung divisor natin dito is yung x minus 2. So we equate it to 0 and then solve for the value of x. So we will transfer negative 2 to the other side. That will give us the value of x, which is equal to 2. And that will serve as our divisor. Tapos, yung dividend natin, kukunin natin yung numerical coefficient of our x squared, x, and yung constant term. So, yung number lang yung kukunin natin. So, the numerical coefficient of x squared is 1. The numerical coefficient of 8x is 8. And yung negative 12, kopyahin natin. So, after getting all the numerical coefficient and the constant, we will now perform synthetic division. So, sa synthetic division, it will be first bring down. Bring down natin si 1. Tapos, multiply 1 to our divisor 2. So, 1 times 2 is 2. So, after getting 2, lalagay natin siya dito. Then, we add 8 and 2. So, 8 and 2 is 10. Tapos, we will repeat the same process. Multiply 10 to our divisor. Lagay natin dito yung product nila. So, that will give us 20. Then, negative 12 and 20, we will add them. That will give us 8. Tapos, after performing the synthetic division, yung pinakadulong number, that will serve as our remainder. And then, yung mga susunod na number will be constant and the variable x. Okay. So, we will start with the remainder, constant, x, x squared, and so on. So, let's write our quotient. So, we have x plus 10. And our remainder, isusulat natin yung remainder natin in a form of a fraction. So, let's add the remainder plus 8 over the divisor x minus 2. And that will be our quotient. So, our final answer will be x plus 10 plus 8 over x minus 2. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's divide polynomials using synthetic division. So, let's divide these two polynomials using synthetic division. So, ang first step natin sa synthetic division is to get our divisor and equate it to 0. Then, let's solve for the value of x. So, transfer positive 5 to the other side, changing the sign. That will give us negative 5. So, yung negative 5 will serve as our divisor in our synthetic division. Tapos, ang next step natin is we will get all the coefficient of our dividend. So, we have coefficient of x squared is 1. Coefficient of x is negative 7. And yung constant natin is positive 3. Now, let's start our synthetic division. So, yung synthetic division natin, we will start with bringing down 1. Yung first number natin. Then, multiply to the divisor. Lagay natin dito yung sagot. So, 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Lagay natin dito. Then, let's add negative 7 and negative 5. That will give us negative 12. Then, let's multiply negative 12 and our divisor negative 5. Negative 12 times negative 5. Lagay natin yung sagot dito. That will be 60. Then, let's add 3 and 60 to get 63. So, yung pinakadulong number sa ating synthetic division will serve as our remainder, followed by the constant, followed by the variable x. Okay, now let's write our quotient. So, ang quotient natin dito will be x minus 12. Then, let's add our remainder. Ilalagay natin yung remainder sa numerator, tapos yung divisor sa denominator. Sa taas is yung remainder natin, and sa denominator will be our divisor x plus 5. So, our final answer will be x minus 12 plus the remainder 63 over x plus 5. And that's it! Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's divide these polynomials using synthetic division. So, pag nagde-divide tayo using synthetic division, our first step is to get our divisor and equate it to 0. So, we have x minus 6, equate natin to 0, and then solve for the value of x. So, let's transfer negative 6 to the other side. That will give us positive 6. Then, that value of x that is equal to 6 will serve as our divisor for our synthetic division. Then, our next step is to write the numerical coefficient of our dividend. So, the numerical coefficient of x cubed is 1. Yung numerical coefficient ni x squared is negative 10. And yung numerical coefficient ni x is positive 6. And our constant term is negative 18. Now that we have our divisor and our dividend, let's perform synthetic division. So, let's bring down our first number, 1. Then, multiply natin yan to our divisor, 6. So, 1 times 6, lagay natin yung sagot dito kay negative 10. So, 1 times 6 is positive 6. Then, let's add negative 10 and 6. Negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4. Then, let's multiply. Negative 4 times 6, that will be negative 24. Tapos, add ulit natin. 6 plus negative 24, that will give us negative 18. And negative 18 times 6, that will give us negative 108. Tapos, add natin si negative 18 and negative 108. That will give us negative 126. Now, after performing our synthetic division, yung pinakadulong number sa nakuha nating synthetic division, that will serve as our remainder, followed by the constant, followed by x, and x squared. So, let's write our quotient. Lagay natin yung mga variables natin. So, we will have x squared minus 4x minus 18. That will be the quotient. And since meron tayong remainder, let's add our remainder. So, plus the remainder negative 126 over our divisor x minus 6. So, ganito natin isusulat yung ating remainder. So, our final answer will be x squared minus 4x minus 18 plus negative 126 over x minus 6. And that's it! Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's divide these polynomials using synthetic division. So, ang first step natin pag nagde-divide tayo using synthetic division is for us to equate our divisor to 0. So, kunin natin yung divisor natin, x plus 4, and equate natin siya to 0. Then, let's solve for the value of x. So, transfer natin si positive 4 to the other side, change the sign, and that will give us the value of x, which is negative 4. And that negative 4 will serve as our divisor sa synthetic division. Now, let's proceed to our next step. Our next step will be getting the numerical coefficient of our dividend. So, kunin natin yung mga numerical coefficient ng dividend natin. So, we have x cubed. Yung numerical coefficient ni x cubed is 1. So, yung numerical coefficient ni x squared is 7. Yung numerical coefficient ni x is negative 15, and our constant term is negative 56. Now that we have our dividend and our divisor, let's perform our synthetic division. So, ang first step natin is to bring down the first number. So, bring down natin si 1. Then, let's multiply 1 by the divisor, negative 4. So, 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. Sulat natin siya dito. So, 7 and negative 4. Now, we will perform addition. So, 7 plus negative 4 will give us 3. Now, let's repeat the same procedure. Multiply natin si 3 kay divisor. So, 3 times negative 4, that will give us negative 12. And then, let's perform addition. So, let's add negative 15 and negative 12. That will give us negative 27. Next. Okay. Then, let's repeat the same procedure ulit. Negative 27. Multiply natin kay negative 4. That will give us positive 108. Tapos, add natin si negative 56 and 108. That will give us 52. Now, tapos na yung synthetic division natin. Yung dulong number will serve as our remainder, followed by the constant, followed by x, followed by x squared. So, magkakasunod sila. Now, our quotient will be x squared plus 3x minus 27. And since meron tayong remainder, let's add the remainder. So, our remainder is 52 over our divisor, x plus 4. And that will be our final answer. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's divide polynomials using synthetic division. So, ang first step natin pag nag-synthetic division tayo is to get our divisor. So, ang divisor natin dito is 2x minus 1 and equate it to 0. Then, let's solve for the value of x. So, we transfer negative 1 to the other side, changing the sign. That will be equal to 1. So, we have 2x is equal to 1. Then, let's divide both sides by 2. So, cancel, cancel. Our value of x will be equal to 1/2. And that 1/2 will serve as our divisor for our synthetic division. Now, ang susunod nating gagawin is we get our dividend and kukunin lang natin yung numerical coefficient and constant ng ating dividend. So, the numerical coefficient of x cubed is 4. Yung numerical coefficient ni x squared is 14. Numerical coefficient of x is 22. And yung constant natin is negative. Then, let's perform our synthetic division. So, bring down the first number, 4. Then, let's multiply 4 to our divisor. So, 4 times 1/2 is 2. Tapos, add natin si 14 and 2. So, that will give us 16. Then, 16 multiply natin kay divisor. Ang sagot will be 8. Lagay natin dito. Then, let's add 22 and 8. So, 22 plus 8, that is 30. Multiply ulit natin siya sa divisor natin. That will be 30 times 1/2 is 15. Then, let's add negative 11 and 15. That will give us positive 4. Now, yung 4 dito sa dulo will serve as our remainder, followed by constant, then x, and then x squared. Pero hindi pa tayo tapos. Since ang divisor natin is fraction, we get the denominator of our fraction and we will divide each term of our quotient except for our remainder by the value of our denominator. So, divide each number by 2 except si remainder. So, 4 divided by 2 is 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 30 divided by 2 is 15. Now, ito yung magiging constant natin, yung 15. Si 8 magiging 8x and si 2 magiging 2x squared. So, our quotient will now be 2x squared plus 8x plus 15. And since meron pa tayong remainder, let's add our remainder in a form of a fraction. So, ang remainder natin is 4. Tapos, yung ating denominator for that will be the divisor, 2x minus 1. So, yung final answer natin is 2x squared plus 8x plus 15 plus the remainder 4 over 2x minus 1. And that's it! Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's divide these polynomials using synthetic division. So, ang first step natin pag nagde-divide tayo using synthetic division is for us to copy our divisor. Kunin natin si 3x minus 2 and equate it to 0. Then, let's solve for the value of x. So, lipat natin si negative 2 to the other side of the equation. Changing the sign, we will have 3x is equal to 2. So, let's divide both sides by 3 to isolate the variable x, and the value of x will be equal to 2/3. And 2/3 will serve as our divisor of our synthetic division. Okay, punta naman tayo sa dividend. So, yung dividend natin, kukunin natin lahat ng numerical coefficient and constant ng dividend. So, the numerical coefficient of x cubed is 18. The numerical coefficient of x squared is negative 36. And the numerical coefficient of x is negative 8. Tapos, yung constant natin is 21. Now, so after getting our dividend and our divisor, let's apply synthetic division. So, let's bring down the first number, 18. Then, multiply 18 by the divisor 2/3. So, 18 times 2/3 will be 12. Tapos, add natin si negative 36 at si 12. That will give us negative 24. Tapos, negative 24, multiply natin sa divisor natin na 2/3. So, negative 24 times 2/3 will be negative 16. Tapos, add natin si negative 8 and negative 16. So, that will be negative 24 ulit. Negative 24 times 2/3 will give us negative 16. Tapos, add natin si 21 at si negative 16. That will give us positive 5. Now, yung positive 5, yung nasa dulong number, that will serve as our remainder. Tapos, since ang divisor natin sa ating synthetic division is fraction, we have to get our denominator of our divisor. So, yung denominator ng divisor natin is 3. So we have to divide each number sa ating quotient except for our remainder by 3. So divide natin all the numbers except for the remainder by 3. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. Negative 24 divided by 3 is negative 8. Negative 24 divided by 3 is negative 8 then. Tapos, since we have our remainder, ang susunod will be the constant. So negative 8 will be our constant. Followed by negative 8, we will have negative 8x. And then, yung katabi niya will be 6x squared. So our quotient will now be 6x squared minus 8x minus 8. Tapos, since may remainder tayo, let's add our remainder. So we will have 5 sa numerator and the denominator will be our divisor, 3x minus 2. And that will complete our final answer. So it will be 6x squared minus 8x minus 8 plus 5 over 3x minus 2. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. And that is it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have comments, questions, recommendations, suggestions for my next video, please leave them in our comment section below. Share this video and subscribe. And for more videos like this, you can go to my channel, Teacher Justin. And that is it for today. Again, I'm Teacher Justin. Goodbye, God bless, and stay safe. See you on my next video. Peace.